Today's review is sponsored by Genital Lawn Gnomes, for those of you who refuse to shave down there. Why trim your pubes when you can just make them look nice?
Watch it, Alan, I'm shooting.
Black water. Simple, effective premise. That's what we got here. Every film fan has those movies that get to them. Once a horror fan gets really into the genre, they can handle a lot. Bloodshed, jump scares, we can get used to these things and become less affected by them. But all of us horror fans have those movies that still scare us. If you come across anybody that says, "No horror movies scare me," they're fucking lying. We all have those movies that have those elements that can still get to us. For me, the top two are serial killer movies and anything involving water. The scariest movie of all time for me is Jaws, and the reason for that is I almost drowned when I was a kid. Ever since then, I've always been nervous around the water. Drowning is my #1 fear. I especially get edgy around murky water where I can't see what's going on down there. I can swim just fine, I just need to know what's going on around me at all times. God forbid something I can't see touches me while I'm in the water, because I will pull a Jesus and run across the surface. Because of that, any movie that involves people trapped at sea or being attacked by some water-based creature hits me in the right spot. The Shallows, Crawl, and The Reef are nightmare scenarios for me. Black water is one of my worst nightmares. This is an Australian movie, and if there's one thing we know about Australia, it's that everything wants to kill you. I swear to God, Australians are the most badass people on the planet. We follow a group of friends on vacation taking a road trip across Australia. Grace, her boyfriend Adam, and her sister Lee. One of their adventures is going fishing in the mangrove swamps. They're taken by a gruff yet lovable guide who we know is going to be the first one to die. That's not a spoiler. As soon as you see this guy, you know he's dead.
Do you want to do some fishing?
Yeah, see the river.
I can take you out. Interested?
During their fishing trip in the middle of mangrove nowhere, their boat is overturned by a crocodile. The obviously going to die guide is killed, leaving our three main characters to rush to the safety of a nearby mangrove tree. Now these three are trapped in a mangrove tree with murky water all around them and a hungry crocodile wanting to eat them. As I said at the beginning of this video, the premise is very simple. 3 people trapped in a tree with a crocodile waiting. I've said this before, a lot of the best horror movies have simple ideas. That's the main reason Black Waters works so well. We're not dealing with a ghost in a haunted house harassing a family. We're not dealing with some guy in a mask stalking teenagers. It's just nature. A crocodile doesn't have any motivation. It has instinct. It needs to eat. The 3 main characters are just a convenient meal nearby.
3 cheeky monkeys sitting in a tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile. Can't catch me.
Is the croc far away? Is it right next to them? You don't know until it decides to show itself. There's a saying that it's not the croc you see that you have to worry about. It's the croc you don't see. That's what this movie focuses on.
Remember those brothers? those brothers who were there every year. Paul.
Yeah, Mick and Paul Davies.
Every time someone steps into the water, you start yelling, "Get out of there!" Simplicity. It can be terrifying. That's not to say we never see the crocodile. We do. It's just at the right moments. The flick has some of the best visual effects in movies. I will always prefer practical effects over CGI, but I understand that CGI is a valuable tool, and when it's used right, I will always praise it. The directors Andrew Traucki and David Nerlich, I know I butchered those names and I apologize, but what they did was film actual crocodiles at a crocodile sanctuary and then digitally edit them into the movie. There were moments that made me jump, but the scares weren't your typical jump scares. It was just the croc coming out of the water. The best part is how the characters deal with the situation. They look at all their options and try to come up with the best solution. And everything's bad. You've heard me say this in videos before, and you'll hear me say this again in the future. It bugs me when the only thing moving the plot forward in a horror movie is the characters making dumb decisions. Now, I understand that in stressful situations, people are going to make mistakes. I get it. It's going to happen. But when the only thing a movie has to move the plot forward is the fact that the characters are stupid, that's bad writing. Then you have movies like Black Water. Here, there are very few options, and none of them are ideal.
So how are we going to get out of here? What are we going to do?
Well, we should just wait for someone to come for us, shouldn't we?
Who's going to come for us?
I don't know, but isn't that what they say you should do if you get lost in the wild?
Yeah, but no one saw us leave and no one knows we're here.
Our three characters are trapped in a tree with murky water all around them and a crocodile wanting to eat them. I know I've said that before, but yeah, that's a shitty situation. There is that pesky problem of modern technology that horror movies have to deal with nowadays. People have cell phones, so you have to get rid of them. In Black Water, it makes a little more sense. The boat gets overturned, thus the cell phones are ruined by the water. Problem solved, or problem added, which is what we want.
Dead.
Back to the situation at hand, nobody knows where these people are, so their choices are very limited. Do we try this thing that is dangerous? Or do we try this thing that is still dangerous? They do try certain things that anyone in this situation would try. Here's the first idea. Move along the mangrove trees and see if you can make it to land. They try that. It doesn't work. Then there's the option of waiting in the tree for someone to come along and find them. They wait for a very long time, and nobody shows up. Plus, they don't know if anyone is going to find them before they die of exposure.
And there's hundreds and hundreds of miles of estuarine and mangroves along the river. No one's coming.
Yeah, well, I still think we should just wait.
When did we last see another boat?
So there are times when they have to go into the water. And that's when you have to remind yourself to breathe. Like when the sister Lee is trapped on top of the overturned boat, and the crocodile tries to knock her off a couple times.
Get down, lie down.
Grace and Adam try to get her over to the tree safely, but once all other options are gone, Lee has to get into the water. Ugh. Black Water is so simple and so effective. One of the most suspenseful movies I've seen in a while. If you want an endurance test that's going to take your anxiety to the max, this is a flick to check out. And with that, let's get to the Grindhouse rankings. I can't reveal the body count here without giving away too much of the movie. Let's just say the kills all involve a crocodile. I know, big shock. The visual effects are fantastic. Just editing real crocs into the movie makes it seem so much more real. We do see the croc very little, but that just makes the film more effective. The suspense is so well done, and I think it's because the movie is so simple. trapped in a tree with a croc trying to eat you. And it's filled with tension. I like how despite their limited options, the characters still try to think of the best way out of this situation. Not much else to add here. It's a very simple and very well done horror movie. I'm giving this a 4.6 out of 5. This is a good pick for a movie night if you just want to stress your friends out. As always, I want to thank everyone for watching and supporting my channel. And I want to thank everyone for the positive feedback for the first episode of my new series, Trash Reviews. I was nervous about that one because the idea is odd, but the majority of the feedback has been that people like the idea. So we'll see where the series goes. Thank you all again, and please leave a comment down below. Let me know what kind of horror movies get to you the most. This is the Maniac, here to remind you that the Grindhouse will never die. Now, if these people had Crocodile Dundee with them, everything would have been fine.